Hey everybody, welcome. All right, so let's get started. Hi everyone, good evening. This is Councilmember Adam Shimoni coming to you live.
Hey everybody,
Oops. And I just wanted to take a minute to go live and kind of walk you through the next couple days that the City Council will be going through with our budget retreat. We have the City Manager's recommended budget, tentative budget that is in draft form that is being presented to us tomorrow. And when I say us, I mean all of us, because the City Council represents you, the public. So I know that the budget retreats are kind of something that people don't engage with. You know, it wasn't something I engaged with before I got elected. It's a full day. It starts tomorrow, Thursday at 8:30 a.m. and goes to about 3 p.m. And same on Friday. And you know, I just wanted to make this process more digestible to you and kind of go through some of our budget with you as well. Before we dive into the budget any further, I do want to say that my thoughts and my prayers go out to all those who are being negatively impacted today by the tunnel fire. A lot of members in our community have been evacuated, and there's been plenty of homes that have been burnt out, and we're all feeling this burden and pain together as a community. So stay strong, Flagstaff, and stay united and stay supportive of each other. And yeah, difficult times, but nonetheless, we still have our budget retreat tomorrow. So I think it's important that you all are kind of in the loop as to what's going on and how things occur. So let me do a quick screen share and walk you through the agenda for the upcoming budget retreat. Let me go ahead and open that up and we can start with that. But there's some really good links in the description of this live stream that I invite you to look at as we go along. So this is all kind of taken from that agenda on the city page that I have linked in the description. So let's take a look. I think this is no, that's not what I want. This is what I want. So here we go. Hopefully you can see that. Let me see if I can make this any bigger. And okay, so hopefully you can see that all right. Now I see it's too. See how I can improve this. So here we are with the agenda. This is for tomorrow. And so we're meeting at the Aquaplex, and folks are welcome to join us in person or tune in online virtually. But we are doing this budget retreat at the Aquaplex, and we're starting at 8:30 a.m. with a welcome and the overview. At 8:45, we'll be discussing the budget timeline, budget process, and the color of money and revenue update. At 9:15, we'll be discussing investing in employees updates, staffing updates, trends, and recruitment efforts. And at 10:30, we'll be discussing investing in employees update continued, and compensation and benefits. Employee Advisory Committee, the EAC, will be talking to the council. And I hope what you can tell from this first few agenda items is that we're really diving into the needs of our employees at the City of Flagstaff. That's been a real top priority to this council and to our leadership to really reconcile and get on the right page with to best support our employees. Then we got new budget appropriations at 11 a.m. And then we're talking about priority-based budgeting at 11:45. And so priority-based budgeting, just so you know, is a form of budgeting that the council and the city have embarked down a path with. And I think we're in year 3, maybe year 2 of our priority-based budgeting. And we're still working on implementation of this new form of budgeting, but it's very accessible, very transparent, and very easy to navigate our budget. And it attempts to align our community values to our budget. So we'll dive into that a little bit more in a minute here. But there is a link in the description to this live stream to the priority-based budgeting homepage. And it's a very easy way to explore and dive into the city budget and see where your money is going and our money is going. Then we're talking about federal funding at 12:45, which there's a lot of new opportunities with the federal grants that are being put out and the different measures. And then we're talking about ballot measures at 1:30 p.m. And I know that there's a lot of folks in the community that have been involved in this process. So thank you all for your service and making sure that the city is moving forward with the right ballot initiatives and measures. Then we start division updates at 1:45, and we dive into the city manager's office, human resources, information technology, and the city attorney section. And at 3 p.m. we have public participation. So that's your chance to engage with this process if you want to engage in a public participation way. And then we're wrapping up. So that's day one. Now let's go to day two. So this is on Friday. And again, we start at 8:30 a.m. and we continue with division updates. So we're talking about the municipal court, management services, fire, and police. At 10:30, we're continuing with the division updates with community development, public works, economic vitality, water services, and engineering and capital improvements. Then there's a lunch break. And then at 12:30, we have division updates with parks, recreation, open space, and events. What we're calling pros. And then there's a non-departmental conversation as well. And then we have capital improvement program, our CIP list. And we're talking about, the summary, unfunded capital improvements, and council follow-up from our previous capital retreat from a few weeks ago. Again, public participation at 2:30. And then we're taking a break and then continuing to talk about the add and deletes that council would like to discuss at that point. All the different misfit points and discussions around budget that didn't really fit into one of those categories of discussion leading up to this. So that's the 2 days. Let me see. I like to see if I can share our budget itself with you all to show you what that looks like. So here is the agenda page for the retreat, again linked in this description to the video, and here you'll find a ton of links, and specifically what I want to bring your attention to, a couple things. We could start with the community key. Let me see if I'm sharing the right page. I'm not. One second. Stop sharing. And if anyone has questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. But here are the key community priorities through our priority-based budgeting effort. And so right here, you have them listed. I'm not going to read them out loud, but I just want you to see them. And here's the page, the second page that further goes into detail of all the community values and priorities and objectives through our PBB process. Now let's jump over. Let me go ahead and open it because I got to do that first. This is the big one that I want to really show you all. Let's see. One second. Share. Okay, so here is our budget. And this is a big document that I invite anyone to dive into. And again, through the priority-based budgeting link, it's a little bit more user-friendly. But this is it. This is our budget. And this is really important that folks feel comfortable with this document and feel like they can dive into this comfortably and understand this, because this is your money and this is our money, and how it's spent is extremely important. So here's the first page you see, and you'll see it's got draft marked all over it, and it's 264 pages. Keep going down. You got the table of contents. We'll scroll past this section. There's a user guide that talks about the budget overview, policies and procedures, issues and updates, and all this other good information. I really like this chart city manager Greg Clifton, put this together when he got hired on at this as a city manager. And as many of you know, but some of you might not, we are in a city manager form of government, of which the council reports to the city manager and directs the city manager to then take, whatever the direction is and policies are and run with them, and take that direction from council and run with it. So here we are, Flagstaff Communities at the top. That's all of you, right? And then you have a direct link to the city council because we represent you. And then we direct and work with the city manager, who then oversees all the different departments of the city and initiatives, employees, you name it. So you have some direct reports to the city manager that you see through these direct lines. And Greg has done a great job at really creating transparency and accountability at the city, and creating more better communication and more of a free-flowing chart, and so that there's better workflow and communication rather than a top-down approach. So really appreciate his leadership here at the City of Flagstaff. Next page, you got our values and our mission statement, our vision. And I'll just say the mission of the City of Flagstaff is to protect and enhance the quality of life for all. We say that at the beginning of every meeting. And then you have all these definitions that you're welcome to read through. I want to skip ahead a little bit though. Kind of want to make this video somewhat short and to the point. So here's the budget overview. And this is important because a lot of people don't really know what the city budget is. And when I often tell them how much our local budget is, they tend to be fairly surprised. So the city budget that we're discussing for 2022-23 is $357,740,112. Okay, so just under $360 million. That's a lot of money, right? And obviously a lot of that's tied up in different core services, and this idea of color of money, where different funding sources have to be used in different ways and different allocations, and you can't just mix and match different pots of money. So there's a lot of different regulations and constraints on this budget, but that's $360 million of taxpayer dollars that obviously come from a number of different revenues, but ultimately is what the city's operation total budget is. And I've always said, if we can just best learn to spend these dollars and do it in the most efficient way, I mean, that's it, right? That's the crux of it all. So here it is broken up into where the money comes from. It's a nice chart that shows you. Enterprises are 15%, BB and B tax are just under 3%. Fund balance, other financing is 21%, and so on. And then where does our money go? This is a good one. So it breaks it down here by a different section as to where the monies go. So again, something I think we all should get familiar with is the budget, and not to feel overwhelmed by this. So appropriation by classifications, you'll see that operations are about 45%. Capital improvement are about 41%. So, again, there's money being spent. And my question has always been, how are we spending those monies? And how can we spend them better? So let's keep going down. Here's our operating budget. So you'll see it's broken down. Community development is about 11%. Police is 13.6%. Fire 10.8%. And so on. Economic vitality 10.7%. Public works 5.1%. And then you got it broken down here by numbers on the left. So general administration is about 15 million. Fire is 17. Police is 21, almost 22, and so forth. So let's keep going down this budget. I don't want to dive too deep into this with you all because I don't want to, have people fall asleep, but just wanted to show you a few slides of this budget to just kind of get you familiar with this and hope that this is helpful for those of you who are going to tune in. So the process, let's talk about the process really quick. And let me go ahead and share another document with you. Let's see. Nope. Okay, that didn't work. So let's go back and I'll share that last page. Oh, huh. Okay, hang on. No, I can't do that. Suddenly it's not letting me share anymore for some reason. Hang tight. Okay. I guess I can't share anymore. So basically, we've had three other budget retreats leading up to this week, this Thursday Friday meeting, and tomorrow in this week's retreat is our fourth and final budget retreat of this year, planning for next year's budget, and so it's important. So this is the fourth of four budget retreats, and then there will be a couple meetings where this is brought before council in a public council meeting. But this retreat's important, and it's the time where council's really going to have the time to really dive into some of these things with the staff. So again, tomorrow is our city manager's proposed budget, and it's a 2-day ordeal. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to really highlight. I think that's really all I wanted to discuss. There's so much more I could dive into, but for the sake of simplicity, I just wanted to get on here and share the agenda for the next couple days and walk you through that and take you through a few pages of our budget. Does anyone have any questions? I'll give you all a couple minutes. But this is a big deal again. And so while you're thinking about questions, if anyone has any questions about any of this or comments, I'll say that if you wanted to engage in the process, you obviously can stream the budget retreat live virtually from home through the city website. And you can also show up in person. We're going to be at the Aquaplex from 8:30 a.m. till about 3 p.m. each day. And you're welcome to join us in person. And if you want to communicate with council, there's public comment at the end of each day, as you saw on the agenda. And you can always email council your thoughts. And our email address is council@flagstaffaz.gov. Again, that's council@flagstaffaz.gov. Last call for questions, folks. This is my last budget experience with the city, my fourth year of doing this, and it's just been a real honor to go through these long retreats on your behalf, the public, and do my best to ensure that we're on the right track and that this moral document of our budget and how we spend our funding is in line with our community values, our regional plan, and the emergencies that we've declared and the different policy documents that we have. I know climate's been a big topic of interest and housing, and there's so much more. But yeah, I've really enjoyed working with the staff and the city and the council in these budget retreats, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's discussion. But again, does anyone have any questions or comments before I wrap up this stream? Just place that comment or question in the chat. But hopefully this little discussion, this little live stream was beneficial to you and educational. All right, have a great day, everybody, and hope you tune in and engage in the process. Bye.